game which I also perceive to be bad, yet still have some form of new enjoyment through ironic pleasures, would be Minecraft Story Mode.
Make the retrospect. Make the retrospect. Make the retrospect. Make the retrospect. Make the retrospect!
Oh yeah, maybe I should work on the retrospect video. I kind of forgot to do that.
In the more recent years of Minecraft's history, it may seem hard for new players who experience such huge updates like Caves and Cliffs and the Nether update to imagine a time when more controversial updates were around. This also applies to those whose first Minecraft spin-off game was Minecraft Dungeons, a simple yet fun dungeon crawler game. Minecraft's past has been certainly a controversial yet interesting one, but only now we're looking back at a controversial spin-off game that divided the Minecraft community to whether it actually had any sort of quality. That spin-off game being Minecraft Story Mode. Hey autists, Fat Autistic Kid here. Yes, I'm fully aware, it's taken me such a long time just to make this video, but shut up my fellow autists. Daddy Autist is here, and he's going to give you a big meal. Anyways, today we will be having a retrospect on Minecraft Story Mode. There is not much to take note prior to getting the game. I saw an advertisement on television and thought to myself to get the game for Christmas. I played through the chapters and thoroughly enjoyed it. The only thing that was really eventful before playing the game was that I was waiting for the game to install, and it took a while, and I think my excitement got too much to the point where I accidentally fell down the stairs. So, what are my thoughts on the game now?
It's me falling down the stairs.
Before I get into the real problems, I want to praise the aspects of the game which I personally think hold up to this day. For starters, the music, made by Antimo and Wells. Apologies for any mispronunciation. For someone who could have easily phoned it in and made a completely generic soundtrack, this game surprisingly has great music and brings emotion to where there should be. While I'm certainly no music expert, I could definitely praise some of the songs that were made for the soundtrack. For instance, No More Creepers. It's a song that usually plays in the main menu. The piano drones perfectly conveys the adventure that the player will embark on, resemblant of C418's instrument style, usually tuned to simple instruments. However, it is different enough, with more complex elements thrown into the song too, in order to create a separate identity in comparison to C418. If anything, No More Creepers gives me vibes to Moog City 1, which is especially with its adventurous tone. Then there's other songs which completely contrast Minecraft's usual soundtrack, such as the Witherstorm's theme, simply called Wither, which makes sense considering the events in this situation, summoning one of the most devastating mobs ever conceived, even by Minecraft standards. Then there's other songs such as Soren's song, which is straight up bizarre and out of place, which made me laugh as a kid. And even now, it's completely contrasting to see some random guy sing about how he hates society to the point where he spends his time in the end to interact with Enderman. Overall, I really like what this guy has brought to the table, and I hope to see more content out of him soon, as he still uploads YouTube content. And I have to say, I'm quite intrigued what he's able to make, even today. To this day, I wouldn't say the animation is that bad at all. If anything, it does amplify some of Minecraft's visuals to some extent, somewhat giving that whole shaders vibes. However, I think some of the problems I see is the kind of bending their arms, which kind of ruins the kind of purpose with Minecraft's kind of roundish nature. And also some of the eyebrows, eyes just moving in a weird way, which gives a sub-pixel look. At least with Minecraft Dungeons, the animations are different to Minecraft, but they certainly do look consistent with its style. Apart from that, I do not think it's that bad at all. Voice acting isn't something that's inherently wrong. The voice actors clearly had a fun time trying to give the personalities towards their characters and making them memorable as possible. One of my favourites being Male Jesse, especially being voice acted by Patton Oswalt, the guy behind Remy's voice from Ratatouille. A strange fact, but now my mind has to be cursed with a rat speaking in the game. However, my personal issue with the voice acting is, why would you have it in a Minecraft spin-off game? Yes, this is the same person who likes Minecraft Dungeons, but at least the voice acting there was restricted, and only for the introduction and minor bits where you finish the level. It's a sort of narration voice, kinda like Minecraft Story Mode's introduction. It's acceptable, since the Minecraft characters don't even have voices, which should make sense. But I think it would be a little bit fair if we say the villagers should have voices. Dan Lloyd, please make the Villager News Villager voices official to the game. Hold up! There's a mock trailer for the Village and Pillage update with Villager News? My dream has come true! Besides that, any character shouldn't really have any voices since it does break the immersion of Minecraft and feels less of your story in comparison to a story made by someone else, though we will get into that soon. Gameplay like this is very unique to Telltale Games, and it's seen with other games like their beloved The Walking Dead series. It adopts a choose-your-own-adventure style of storytelling and gameplay, and depending on what actions you take, some characters could die, some others will survive, etc. Upon face value, the gameplay itself may seem quite boring, as you're mostly just clicking a certain button, or otherwise you die, or random dialogue lines that don't have much to the story. However, it's the story itself that makes this game more interesting, which is why a game like The Walking Dead was beloved. So, if that game got praised, how did Minecraft Story Mode not get the same treatment? Well, there was a simple factor that would usually be presented in the first point I make of any of these retrospects, but was left last because not only was it the biggest flaw, but there are so many parts to how this was contributed to the overall problems. The writing is not as easy to describe in this part, and there will be different areas we need to focus on in order to understand where the story itself stumbled on. Here are some of the reasons why. The way the title is presented suggests a story that takes place in the Minecraft universe, which could perhaps explain some of the more obscure elements within the game. However, this did not turn out to be the case. While the game takes place in a Minecraft setting, the story itself is not really Minecraft, but rather some random guy's story thrown into the game. This probably made people disappointed, especially Minecraft veterans, like me, who probably took note that the Order of the Stone was actually a reference to the old Minecraft title, which was Minecraft Order of the Stone. This certainly did not help with the advertising, where many of the cast members would over-exaggerate what the game was about, stating many things such as,
there are choices that the player had. There is power that the player has that player has nowhere else.
Well, if you played Minecraft and gone, I wish there was story, now there is.
Epic, choose-your-own-adventure quest set in the world of Minecraft, where you build your own destiny.
It's a group of people who get together to go on an amazing epic journey.
If you haven't played Minecraft Story Mode, well, Episode 6 is a great place to start.
A little bit of murder mystery.
I think I'd recommend it to people that aren't even Minecraft fans, because Minecraft is almost the setting, Minecraft's the world, but then there's an original story told in that world that I think anyone can enjoy.
I know there's a lot of people out there that are wondering how exactly Minecraft and Telltale fit together. Don't think about it. Just play it. Don't think about it. Just play it. Don't think about it. Just play it.
There are choices and hidden choices, and if you think you have explored every possible variation, I guarantee you
There are other hidden experiences you can have. This is the most epic tale that Telltale has ever put together.
As a result, this left the older audience disappointed. Most of the characters are not really that compelling, mostly relying on a few archetypes for the side characters in order to move along the story. Though, not all the characters are actually that bad. Probably one of the biggest highlights of the game is Soren. Already, the concept of someone who hated humans to the point where they would isolate themselves to interact with Endermen in the literal end fits itself quite well within the Minecraft aesthetic. However, when you're given the option to take Magnus or Ellegaard's armor, if you take Ellegaard's armor, a song called Soren's Jazz plays at the end, supposedly being a love song for Ellegaard. This is surprisingly one of the most chilling parts of the game and shows that there are aspects of character development Telltale had with its characters. However, I think the sheer mass of characters provided a lot of issues when it came to developing more interesting characters, and I think the few important characters would be Jesse, Lucas, and all the other story members. While I'm not saying it's a problem to use side characters, I think there were too many with not enough character growth to really back them up. And while Petra had some character to her, I don't think she was overall interesting enough to really carry the story by herself. While the dialogue is certainly not terrible, and there are quite a few interesting parts, there are definitely quite a few clunky lines of dialogue, sometimes to the point where it's so bad that it's actually funny. It just makes you wonder if they intentionally did this or not. Let me show you a few lines.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
2 years. It's just a dumb question, forget it. He kind of makes us look like, I don't know, amateurs.
Ruben's my best friend.
I thought I was your best friend.
Both of you are.
I didn't mean anything by it. I'm glad he's coming. I just don't want to give people one more reason to call us losers. Did you bring the fireworks?
Of course I did.
You definitely brought the fireworks, right?
Yes, I'm ready. Waiting on you guys.
Give me a dragon roar, Ruben. That'll do, Ruben.
That'll do.
Dare to prepare on 3. No. Preparing is daring. No, that's the same thing. Forget it. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team!
Prepare.
Well. If it isn't the order of the losers.
Great. The fail squad's here.
Lucas, get a load of these losers.
Let's go, guys.
There'll be plenty of time for you all to look at it after it wins and gets shown at EnderCon.
You're being unpleasant.
Shut up.
What's that?
Jesse said, shut up. Do you need to hear it again?
I dunno. Maybe. You help these tools?
For the right price, I'll help anyone. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
None of us know where to find you.
Exactly.
I feel like the biggest problem with Minecraft Story Mode was the entire concept itself. The title contradicts the entire purpose of Minecraft and its lore, which there wasn't really much lore to begin with, as it's mostly just a personal experience of what you could do in the game, as well as coming up with your own personal interpretations or headcanons of what happens. Minecraft cannot have much of a story, unless it's simplistic and doesn't affect a significant part of Minecraft's idealism of allowing interpretations. For example, Minecraft Dungeons has a very simplistic story with how the Arch-Illager gets their power, but it doesn't conflict with the idea of making up your own interpretations of what happened. Minecraft Story Mode completely contradicts that idea by having a story made by a group of writers who did not have any idea about the problem of having a story in Minecraft, and even some of the dialogue writing in general. The concept should have really been an important factor to consider before making something like this, yet a bad concept is very restrictive and allows for very little to work with, to the point where you could only make something really decent at best. This is why I despise the idea of Dusttale and many of the other Dust AUs in the Undertale community, though that'll be another video for another time. In In conclusion, I think the Minecraft story mode follows a lot of conflicting good and bad factors which leads to an only decent experience. I wouldn't call Minecraft story mode terrible, though I wouldn't say it's great either. Wait, there was another season? Oh fuck! Take all the problems I had with Season 1 and times it by 8 trillion. The plot is completely forgettable. I legitimately had no clue what was going on in my memory. Unlike Season 1, which I basically remembered to its fullest extent. Barely any of the characters are even interesting here, some even being quite annoying. The only character I'm actually invested in was a literal villager named Nerm. Jack was also somewhat interesting, but kinda got boring throughout the season. However, the biggest problem that irked me, even back when I was a kid, my choices didn't really matter at all. The biggest example of this was either leaving Nerm or Luna, a literal llama or a villager. Well, guess what? None of that matters because either option both will still return. So what was even the point about making that option? In general, I wouldn't want to waste my time playing or even watching that ever again. And people said Season 1 was bad? In conclusion, I would call Minecraft Story Mode Season 1 a decent game, with both good and bad elements being brought up and down. But Season 2 is just bad with barely any resemblance of actual quality in there. While I would say some people's hate over it is a little hyperbolic, it's certainly understandable. In terms of Minecraft spin-off games, I'd rank them like this: Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Story Mode Season 1, Minecraft Earth, and Minecraft Story Mode Season 2. There was also quite a lot of conflict regarding the nature of Telltale Games itself and how it was leading towards its downfall. Give a read to this article as it explains the whole story a lot better than anything I could do. Anyways, thanks for the wait for a retrospect. I will certainly try to make more of this content soon, and I will see you all later.